Hello, my learning and development friends and colleagues. Today, I'm going to continue our conversation on adventures in AI, especially targeted on those who are doing in-depth instructional design. So you might have been asked to come up with a whole new program, or you might be adapting an existing program. I wanted to share with you some research I've done and also some of my personal experiences because I'm really curious to hear if other people are running into these things. And then I'd also like to say, for those of you who just went through this huge snowstorm, I hope you're doing well. We shoveled for 4 days, broke it all up into pieces and shoveled for 4 days, but I think we've got everything cleared out. And you can see it's a nice sunny day today, and I have on my spring green because in a month or so we'll start seeing spring flowers. So let's get started on some of the research. So I looked into things like, publications by ATD, Deloitte, the Learning Guild, and then business journals to say, what are people finding as they're using AI in instructional design? It's getting more and more widespread. Some of these researchers estimate that 80% of instructional designers are using AI at some point in their process to develop or update materials. So what are some of the common problems? I'm going to focus just on two today. The first is the problem with workslop. You may have heard this term being used, that AI produces slop. So that's S-L-O-P, workslop. And that's that feeling you get when you've entered a really good prompt with good reference materials and you get it back and you read it and it's like, well, these are English sentences and they flow, but I feel like there's no substance. There's no substance there. That's one of the feelings, or all the way to it's hallucinating and putting in stuff that isn't even true. Now, I recommend, I think I shared with many of you, and you saw it on my LinkedIn page, that I got a certificate in AI for non-technical people. I've been working on improving my prompts. So what recently happened to me in this area of the fear of workslop is I did some good prompting. I gave it a lot of background material. And I tried 2 different tools just to see, because it's good to play them off of each other. I do find that valuable. So I used ChatGPT and Gemini to ask it to help me develop some materials for a one-day workshop. And it did take what I gave it. It's better than just say design a one-day workshop and just name a topic. It did take what I use and it did incorporate it, but it's still, no matter how good my prompts are, or even my follow-up, because they say, oh, you get better results if you use follow-up prompts, trying to get it to focus on what I wanted to focus on. I still found I had to take what was produced by these 2 different AIs and I had to put the human touch on it. Now, I know we've all been aware of you have to put the human touch on to make sure, that you catch any hallucinations or inaccuracies. But I'm finding, to avoid that feeling of workslop, of something that it reads well, but you feel like it doesn't have a heart and soul, you're going to have to, I have not found a way to not have a human go in. And do we even want to have a way to not have a human go in? And that's what I did. It saved me time and it helped me think as a thinking partner, because it helped me go back in and generate more ideas, but I had to put the finishing touches on it, and I was much happier after I did that. The second thing is this fear that using too much AI is going to cause, some people are calling it cognitive offloading. If you use AI too much without engaging in the product, that you'll lose your intellectual sharpness. I know that I've had that feeling when I look at what it produces and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like deadening to read this. So I think it's a real thing that people have got to interact with what it's producing and customize it for your audience, your learners, your corporate culture, so that you get an event, a planned instructional design event that feels alive to the learner, that otherwise, you might as well just download stuff directly into my brain if there's not this human element. And I'm going to talk more about the human element in some upcoming videos. I wanted to share those 2 thoughts with you about common challenges. There's some others that maybe I'll revisit in another video. Please comment below about challenges you're experiencing or what you do to counteract this workslop. And I wish everyone, we're, a month away, at least on the East Coast where I am, we're a month away from probably seeing some snowdrops coming up, the little flowers, some early spring flowers. So I'm looking forward to that. And I wish you all the best, and please comment below.